Power does not always roar. Sometimes it whispers, and those who master silence wield authority that others cannot challenge. In every room, every meeting, every conversation, the battlefield of perception stretches before you. Your stance, your gaze, the weight of your pause, all speak louder than words. Noise is the enemy, arrogance the trap, and the compulsion to prove yourself the vulnerability that others exploit. To command respect without saying a word, you must treat presence as armor and observation as reconnaissance. Every glance counts. Every subtle movement communicates strategy. If you fail to control these signals, others will write your narrative for you, shaping how you are perceived before you speak a single sentence. Let your silence project your intention. Let your stillness broadcast confidence. Let your attention to detail establish dominance. Speaking too much is akin to exposing flanks in war. Every word carries risk. Observe before acting, measure before responding, and keep your posture firm. When a colleague challenges your idea in a heated debate, respond not with counter-arguments at once, but with calm acknowledgement, a slight nod, and a deliberate pause. In that moment, your presence asserts authority more effectively than words ever could. Silence becomes a shield and a sword. The invisible command emerges not from intimidation, but from the clarity of controlled self-expression. Allow your actions to signal priorities, your focus to indicate importance, and your calm to unsettle chaos. Weak: I think this might work. Strong: I will ensure this works. Weak: maybe we should wait. Strong: we proceed on this schedule. Weak: I hope this is clear. Strong: this is precise. Observe energy in the room. Identify who speaks out of insecurity and who acts from purpose. Position yourself where influence is strongest. Lean back when others rush forward. Step forward when hesitation threatens the objective. Each measured act communicates mastery. Respect accumulates silently. Respect accumulates silently, layered by consistency, attentiveness, and poise. Actions become your signature, and your presence becomes a law others obey instinctively. Those who underestimate silence will reveal their weaknesses through over-explanation, nervous interruptions, or frantic gestures. Exploit these revelations without confrontation. Let the room align itself with your steady authority. Let your eyes sweep the landscape of ideas, absorbing detail and measuring intent. Maintain a posture of readiness and calm. Every movement is intentional. Every pause is a strategic message. When disagreements arise, respond with clarity, not volume. Nod, hold eye contact, and let your timing underscore dominance. Others will project competence onto you before a single directive escapes your lips. Control your breathing, regulate your rhythm. Your silence should hum with presence. Let others speak. Let them reveal patterns, and act only when impact is undeniable. Your quiet becomes gravitational, drawing attention, signaling mastery, and discouraging challenges. The strongest influence is often unseen, calculated, and deliberate. Do not fill the void unnecessarily. Let space communicate power. Anchor your presence through posture, gaze, and measured motion. Stand as though every inch of your being is a fortress. Observe first, act last, and let the invisible command guide outcomes. Silence is not absence, it is strategy. Respect does not demand force, it accrues from clarity, restraint, and presence. Harness it with precision. Let stillness govern your actions, let observation shape your choices, and let quiet command the battlefield. Maintain unwavering composure in every interaction, and let your authority emerge naturally. Internalize this discipline. Practice it in meetings, in social settings, In conversations, both casual and critical, each controlled pause, each deliberate gesture, each calculated glance compounds your power. The mantra to remember: to anchor your presence, to forge authority without utterance. I command the room without speaking. Your mind is your throne, and every thought, decision, and impulse is a noble sworn to your command. In the theater of respect, before you speak, your inner kingdom must be fortified. Guard your court with vigilance. Each fleeting worry, petty jealousy, or distraction is an invader seeking to destabilize your reign. The most commanding leaders are not those who shout the loudest, but those whose mental fortress remains unbreached. Discipline your inner dialogue. Every thought allowed to run unchecked is a breach in your armor. Observe the patterns of your reactions. Note how minor provocations have toppled others, how unnecessary explanations have weakened influence. Silence, when born from a controlled and alert mind, carries authority that no words can match. Emotional mastery is the bedrock of silent power. Outbursts, impatience, or visible agitation announce weakness to those who study human behavior with the precision of a general surveying a battlefield. In heated discussions, let your calm become the steel that shapes outcomes. A colleague interrupts with criticism. You respond not with haste or defensiveness, but with measured acknowledgement, a slight nod, and the quiet assertion of presence. This is the language of the sovereign mind. Observation is your strategic advantage. As Machiavelli emphasized, the one who sees threats before they materialize commands respect by default. Scan the room like a general mapping terrain before battle. Detect patterns, intentions, and subtle signs of ambition or insecurity. Every glance you take, every pause you maintain, becomes a calculated move on the chessboard of influence. Weak? I hope that's acceptable. Strong? This is the plan we follow. Weak? Maybe we should consider this. Strong? We proceed decisively. Guarding your thoughts is akin to defending the throne itself. Each controlled mental maneuver strengthens your unseen authority. Engage in deliberate reflection daily. Recognize recurring distractions or impulses that erode calm and address them systematically. Prioritize strategic thinking over reaction. Align your decisions with long-term influence, not immediate gratification. Your mind, disciplined and observant, becomes a command center, and from this center radiates a presence that others cannot ignore. Respect is a currency minted in the mind and spent through controlled action. Let every interaction reflect this preparation. Let your posture, your gaze, and your deliberate motions project clarity and power. The more rigorous your mental governance, the less reliant you are on words to assert authority. Let attention become your surveillance, analyze your reconnaissance, and restrain your weapon. When disagreements arise, navigate them like a tactician. Identify the core issue, respond with precision, and let calm authority redirect the energy of the room. Your throne is secure not because you dominate vocally, but because your mind governs silently and absolute. The strongest influence is invisible, calculated, and unassailable. Internalize this command daily. Fortify your thoughts, master your emotions, and observe before acting. Each measured pause, each intentional reflection, each disciplined judgment compounds your authority. Your mind, as the ultimate seat of power, establishes the foundation upon which all respect is built. Remember, before you claim space in the world, claim it in your mind. The mantra to anchor your sovereignty and project respect without uttering a word. My mind rules, all else follows. Mornings are the first battlefield, and your actions before sunrise set the tempo for the day's campaign. Conquer the dawn with deliberate discipline. The first hour after waking is a decisive strike. How you move, what you prioritize, and the order in which you engage your environment signals your authority to yourself before anyone else observes. Small victories in preparation compound into unspoken dominance. Make your bed with precision, move with intentionality, and set priorities clearly. Each act is armor, shielding you from reactive impulses that erode confidence. Rituals serve as weapons invisible to the untrained eye. Meditation sharpens focus, posture training conveys unassailable presence, and methodical preparation signals to the world that you operate from command rather than reaction. In many cases, those who neglect these early maneuvers project hesitation and uncertainty even if they speak assertively later. Guard your routines as a general guards his armory. The unbroken sequence of habits becomes a fortress around your authority. Project strength before words ever leave your lips. Stand, stretch, and move with the certainty of someone who has already claimed the day. Your gaze, your energy, your breathing patterns communicate dominance in ways that words often fail to convey. Early victories are silent, but they are noticed. Colleagues sense when you begin each morning with purpose and intention. Your presence asserts itself without confrontation. In a team meeting, a subtle example arises. A junior member challenges a proposed strategy. You respond not with defensiveness or immediate rebuttal, but with a composed pause, a measured nod, and the quiet display of preparedness cultivated through your morning discipline. Weak, I suppose you could be right. Strong, we proceed with this plan. Weak, let's see what happens. Strong, we follow the strategy we've prepared. These micro moments reinforce your authority because they emerge from consistent preparation, not reaction. Recognize that discipline in the morning translates to silent authority throughout the day. Each intentional action compounds, each overlooked ritual diminishes influence. Energy, confidence, and clarity are forged before the world awakens, creating a gravitational pull that others cannot ignore. Treat your first hour as the decisive engagement that dictates the battlefield's outcome. Visualize your day as a campaign map, allocating focus and maneuvering resources before anyone else even takes notice. The unseen victories, the disciplined stretches, the controlled breathing, the focused planning, accumulate into a commanding presence that outpaces those who speak loudly but acting consistently. Your morning is both sword and shield. It cuts through doubt and protects against reactive erosion of respect. The tactics of preparation are your silent legions, marching before the day begins, securing positions others do not even perceive. Stand, move, and plan with the authority of someone who has already claimed victory. The world responds to those who occupy their terrain first. Silently, decisively, without announcing their conquest. Internalize this rhythm daily. Let the dawn be your proving ground. Discipline your actions, armor your routines, and project strength from the moment light enters your space. Command the day before it commands you. The mantra to carry this principle forward: own the morning and all else bow. Stillness is a weapon. The predator waits unmoving, letting the environment reveal itself before striking. Master the pause that wounds. Impatience is visible weakness, while measured silence forces others to expose their intentions. A single moment of unbroken composure can shift the balance of power without a single word spoken. Your presence must be complete, alert, and intentional. Stand as if the room bends around you. Let your body, your posture, your gaze communicate commands. In many cases, those who speak incessantly dilute authority, while the quiet observer radiates control that demands attention. The pause is a signal, not emptiness. Let it fill the space with invisible tension. Others will overextend, reveal errors, or betray impatience, all because you chose not to react immediately. Practice observing before responding. Let conversations unfold as a chessboard, each move calculated, each silence a trap. Presence over noise is your armor. Move slowly, speak when necessary, and project your energy through stillness. A team member challenges your decision in a meeting. Rather than rushing to rebut, Maintain composure. Let them speak fully. Let their own words betray hesitation or misunderstanding. Weak. I don't know if that's correct. Strong. We will follow the plan we have prepared. The tension created by your stillness turns interactions into exercises of observation and strategic patience. Invisible pressure enforces boundaries without coercion. The unspoken commands as effectively as shouted orders, shaping behavior and signaling authority. In social situations, this manifests as subtle dominance, a controlled gaze. Deliberate gestures and unwavering posture convey leadership more reliably than constant directives. Your energy communicates readiness. Your stillness communicates power. Internalize the principle that your calm, composed presence is both shield and weapon. Let patience replace impulsiveness. The room notices when you do not yield to noise or distraction. Silence allows strategy to unfold. Movement only follows intention. Every decision becomes deliberate, every response measured. The invisible pressure you generate compels respect because it is consistent, unshakable, and authoritative. Stand firm in moments of uncertainty. Allow others to overcommit while you conserve strength. This is the art of commanding without speaking, of letting power radiate from disciplined stillness. Cultivate the predator's patience, the sovereign's command, and the warrior's timing in every interaction. The mantra to carry forward is simple, yet unyielding. Stillness is dominance, and dominance commands. Eliminate what does not serve your rise. Authority demands ruthless clarity, and distraction is the enemy that lurks closer than any rival. Cut toxic voices from your life. Those who drain energy, who gossip, who seed doubt weaken your silent power. Their words, though soft, ripple outward, eroding the authority you cultivate with discipline. Do not tolerate mediocrity in others or in yourself. Abandon self-doubt. Internal hesitation is far more dangerous than any external threat, for it slows decision, blunts presence, and signals uncertainty before you even speak. Recognize the thoughts that paralyze or second-guess. Confront them with deliberate action and unwavering confidence. Simplify your arsenal. Strength is not found in scattered energy, but in focused precision. Trim commitments that dilute your attention. Remove habits that fragment your concentration. Like a general who consolidates forces before battle, refine your tools, your routines, and your mental strategies, so every resource is sharp, purposeful, and directed toward your throne. A colleague questions the efficiency of your chosen approach. Stand firm, acknowledge briefly, then continue executing the plan with calm authority. Weak. I'm not sure this will work. Strong. We proceed as prepared. Distractions are silent invaders. They must be excised before they infiltrate your mind or your environment. Guard against influences that breed complacency, hesitation, or dependency. Each element in your life should serve sovereignty, not compromise it. Evaluate regularly. Relationships, routines, possessions, habits, and even thoughts must either strengthen your position or be discarded. The art of elimination is strategic, not reactionary. It is the measured purging of elements that dilute focus or drain vitality. Approach this like a battlefield commander. Identify threats quietly, remove them decisively, and prevent their return. Authority is built not only on what you command, but on what you refuse to tolerate. Silent observers will sense the boundaries you enforce, the discipline you wield, and the uncompromising standards you uphold. Every decision becomes sharper, every presence more commanding. Focus is your sword, clarity your shield, and elimination of the strategy that ensures dominance. The mantra to internalize and act upon is unyielding. Remove the unnecessary and command without compromise. Presence commands before a word is spoken. Your body is a battlefield, your face a shield, and your gaze the scepter that asserts unspoken authority. The eyes are weapons. Hold a steady gaze and you communicate control without uttering a sound. Observe closely. Those who flinch, glance away, or break eye contact concede their position before the battle has begun. Let your gaze be deliberate, measuring and unwavering. A colleague challenges your plan with veiled skepticism. Maintain calm composure, meet their eyes without aggression, and continue executing your strategy. Weak. Do you really think this works? Strong. We proceed as prepared. Every expression is a battleground. Neutrality signals mastery. Subtle shifts convey awareness and discernment. Rage and exaggerated reactions reveal vulnerability, while controlled calmness projects competence and strategic depth. Smile sparingly, nod with purpose, and speak minimally. Allow your presence to shape perception before action is taken. Posture is your first and most enduring language. Stand as a throne commands, shoulders squared, chest open, feet planted with intent. Move with precision, occupy space fully, and let each gesture signal authority. Your stance is a signal that your mind, body, and decisions are aligned, and that intrusion into your domain is unwise. Subtlety amplifies influence. The slight tilt of your head, the measured lean, the deliberate step forward, all convey confidence and control. This mask of command becomes armor. Perception shapes reality in the mind of observers. Project consistency. When you enter a room, your presence precedes you. Silence becomes powerful when paired with posture and gaze. Every gesture, glance, and micro-expression communicates strategy, focus, and authority. Refine these tools daily. Practice eye contact in meetings. Control your facial reactions, and perfect your stance before mirrors or cameras. Authority is not shouted, it is embodied, conveyed in the orchestration of appearance and comportment. The unspoken is often more persuasive than the articulated. The throne is claimed by those who master presence. Internalize this principle and act with deliberate intention in every setting. Your eyes, face, and posture are instruments of influence. Wield them as a general wields troops. A predator surveys territory, and a monarch enforces rule. Command the space before you command the words. Let every observer feel the weight of your mastery without a single sound escaping your lips. Solidify this approach into habit, refine continuously, and carry your mask with dignity and precision. The mantra to anchor your practice is clear and unwavering. Master presence and command without speaking. Patience is your deadliest weapon. The mind of a silent strategist moves like a predator stalking prey, observing every shift in terrain, every sign of weakness, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Timing outweighs force. A premature action exposes vulnerability and dilutes authority. Watch closely as colleagues maneuver around projects, sensing who hesitates and who acts impulsively. Strike decisively when impact is unavoidable, when the result cannot be ignored, and your silent command becomes undeniable. Small, calculated interventions ripple farther than overt displays. Adjust a process, provide subtle guidance, or make a quiet correction that reorients a team without fanfare. The influence of an invisible hand commands attention because it leaves observers aware of your efficacy, but unsure of the mechanism behind it. Eliminate ego in every motion. Detachment sharpens clarity. Pride clouds judgment, inflates reaction, and invites error. A micro-example unfolds in a meeting. A junior member questions a timeline with veiled doubt. Do not react with defensiveness. Instead, calmly clarify the priority, redirecting focus without asserting dominance verbally. This is the assassin's craft, authority reinforced in silence. Weak, responding impulsively. Strong, acting deliberately. Every maneuver, every decision must preserve the aura of control. View challenges as terrain, obstacles to navigate rather than opponents to confront openly. Your mind is a battlefield, but the victories are often unseen. Patience allows observation to guide strategy. Your subtlety builds respect more effectively than public displays of power. Refined execution outperforms volume. Measured moves accumulate influence over time. Practice restraint in conversation, action, and visible expression. Let results speak while words remain minimal. Internalize detachment. Success is measured by impact, not by acknowledgement. Each silent strike, an adjustment, a correction, a pointed action, cements authority without fanfare. The throne of influence is seized not with noise, but with quiet, relentless precision. Stand ready, observe all currents, and act only when the moment guarantees maximal effect. Cultivate your inner assassin with discipline, patience, and focus, shaping outcomes without announcing intent. Your power is reflected in the stillness before the decisive action. The mantra to anchor this principle is strike with patience, command in silence. Hunger is the engine of silent dominance. Like a wolf moving through shadowed terrain, you must nurture instinct, awareness, and the drive for mastery. Controlled appetite signals strength without declaration. It demonstrates to others that you are relentless yet disciplined. Observe constantly. Patterns emerge in the movements, habits, and energy of those around you. A colleague's hesitation, a competitor's overreach, subtle shifts in opportunity, all are visible to the mind that watches with patience. The wolf does not announce its position. It assesses the landscape, gauges risk, and chooses action with precision. Your strength is amplified by observation. Note what is said, what is omitted, and the gaps between actions. In one instance, a team member challenges your proposed plan with veiled critique. Do not react with defensiveness. Instead, allow the moment to pass, then subtly adjust the workflow, reinforcing authority without words. Hunger also demands adaptive ferocity. Respect is maintained when you are unpredictable, capable of asserting control swiftly and without hesitation. A quiet readiness keeps others cautious, uncertain of the exact moment your influence will appear. Weak, waiting passively. Strong, anticipating every variable. Controlled desire for success communicates intent and potential. Do not allow ego to dull your senses. Detach from personal validation. Let your appetite be strategic, not impulsive. The wolf feeds selectively, striking only when the outcome guarantees advantage. Your instincts are allies. Train them through patience, observation, and calculated action. Cultivate energy to respond decisively, not react emotionally. Every silent assessment, every measured decision, compounds authority. The throne of respect is earned through restraint, awareness, and readiness to act when conditions favor maximum impact. Internal hunger must coexist with outward calm. Your presence is a signal of capability without boast. Observe, wait, and assert with purpose. Build reserves of mental energy. Maintain vigilance and act with clarity. Every maneuver must convey mastery while remaining understated. Influence grows where subtlety is precise. Silence becomes a tool, hunger a signal, and observation a weapon. Let unpredictability enforce boundaries and reinforce standing. The mantra to carry this principle is, hunger sharpens power, presence secures respect. Every interaction is a move on the board of life. Treat conversations, decisions, and presence as calculated plays where foresight defines power. Predict opponents' actions before they arise. Anticipation transforms you from reactive to sovereign. Observe tendencies, habits, and energy patterns. Notice who overcommits. who hesitates, and who acts without reflection. Each detail informs your positioning and reveals vulnerabilities others do not perceive. Sacrifice is not weakness, but strategic restraint. Yield a small point, allow a competitor to advance, or delay immediate satisfaction to gain a larger, more durable advantage. People respect the one who foresees outcomes rather than rushing for instant triumph. Your calm patience signals authority stronger than any loud assertion. Control the center, physically, socially, and mentally. Claim space in meetings, conversations, and social gatherings. Influence the tempo of interactions. Let your presence set the pace, dictating the rhythm to which others unconsciously adjust. In one meeting, a peer interrupted your proposal with subtle critique. Do not retaliate or undermine. Instead, maintain composure, guide the discussion toward key objectives, and allow your structured points to dominate attention. Authority emerges from the orchestration of moments, not from force. Weak, dominating every discussion. Strong, commanding through timing and positioning. Align every gesture, pause, and word with strategic intent. Treat opportunities as pieces on a board. Each must serve long-term positioning. Guard your reserves and deploy decisively. The chessboard demands patience, foresight, and adaptability. Measure every influence, anticipate consequences, and strike when the board favors your move. Respect grows from predictability in judgment combined with unpredictability in execution. Observation, sacrifice, and central control converge to establish silent authority. Your impact becomes unavoidable without declaration. Every pause is a statement, every choice a demonstration of mastery. Let interactions unfold while your calculated influence extends through subtle cues, decisive interventions, and measured presence. Awareness, timing, and positioning become your silent allies. The mantra to carry forward is control the board, command the room. Authority is forged, not inherited. Treat every day as a battlefield for mental fortitude, where routine is your weapon and repetition is your armor. Discipline is a muscle, strengthened only through deliberate, consistent effort. Perform each act, no matter how small, with unwavering focus. Make your bed with precision, organize your workspace with intent, and approach tasks with unflinching dedication. Each micro-victory compounds into macro power, creating an aura that communicates capability before a word is spoken. Your movements become predictable in principle, but unpredictable in execution, signaling control and reliability simultaneously. Consistency breeds fearlessness. Your presence alone commands attention because it is backed by visible mastery. Observe colleagues or peers faltering in indecision, yet remain steady. Let your calm execution highlight their hesitation without confrontation. Weak, reacting impulsively to every change. Strong, maintaining composure while adapting strategically. The throne of respect is not granted, it is seized daily through relentless practice. Each morning ritual, each completed task, each maintained boundary accumulates into invisible authority. In one interaction, a team member questioned the priority of your plan. Respond with measured acknowledgement. Maintain focus on the strategy and execute decisively, reinforcing your unspoken command. Predictable preparation allows swift adaptation when the unforeseen arises. Repetition is your silent signal of strength, showing that effort and mastery are not occasional, but habitual. Strengthen your resolve with deliberate mental conditioning. Reflect on objectives, refine skills, and commit to incremental improvement. Micro-actions, repeated consistently, sculpt the mind into a formidable instrument. Your aura radiates competence, signaling that distraction, doubt, or interference is futile. Prioritize discipline over desire, execution over opinion, and method over haste. Authority emerges from the accumulation of small, deliberate victories. each one a step toward unassailable presence. Let every decision, pause, and gesture reinforce the pattern of reliability. Your influence grows silently, firmly, and consistently, like iron tempered in the forge. The daily ritual is not ceremonial, but functional. Each action strengthens perception, control, and respect. Forge your will through repetition, let every small conquest compound, and embody fearlessness through disciplined presence. The mantra to internalize is relentless practice, unshakable authority. True authority is measured not by what is spoken, but by the weight of presence alone. Imagine yourself as a fortress, unassailable and deliberate, every action calculated to radiate command. The immeasurable aura of a disciplined individual renders words redundant. Others perceive strength before it is voiced. Move with precision and purpose, letting gestures, posture, and calm focus communicate competence. Build unseen boundaries by mastering internal perception. Monitor surroundings, anticipate interactions, and maintain unwavering control over attention and energy. Let others sense your domain without encroaching. Your discipline is a silent deterrent. Fear is an ally, subtle yet potent, generating respect that does not demand expression. Enter a room with the composed tension of a predator. Let a micro-adjustment of stance or gaze establish dominance without confrontation. Weak, explaining authority repeatedly. Strong, existing with undeniable presence. Each action reinforces your internal hierarchy and the perception of others. In one instance, a colleague questioned a project timeline. Respond with measured acknowledgement, maintain focus on priorities, and execute decisively, reinforcing your unspoken command. Authority grows from consistency, patience, and deliberate cultivation of capability. Your routine, your preparation, and your restraint combine into an aura others instinctively recognize. Avoid unnecessary explanation. Let silence amplify influence. Presence becomes a force field where challenges lose relevance and interference is anticipated and neutralized before it arises. Every movement, pause, and glance must communicate readiness and competence. Unseen boundaries establish the perimeter of your focus, protecting mental space and reinforcing the idea that intrusion carries consequences. The quiet mastery of fear ensures that respect is both automatic and deeply internalized. Operate with deliberate calm, anticipate reactions without reacting prematurely. Allow small victories to accumulate into a reputation that commands attention by default. This is the path to untouchability, a combination of disciplined action, controlled perception, and the silent exercise of power. Let every interaction, every calculated gesture, and every maintained boundary reinforce the inviolable structure of your authority. The presence you cultivate becomes an impenetrable fortress, a chessboard where you control the center and dictate the pace. Stand firm, act with precision, and project an aura that renders challenge irrelevant. The closing mantra to embody is untouchable by presence, absolute in command. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. Every step you take toward mastery is a calculated maneuver on a battlefield that spans mind, body, and perception. The throne of respect is not seized with words, it is claimed with posture, presence, and unwavering discipline. Stand as a fortress, unshakable in principle, yet fluid in execution. Integrate the lessons of observation, stillness, and ritual into a cohesive armor that projects authority without declaration. Let every breath reinforce readiness, every gaze measure potential challenge, and every movement echo purpose. Small victories in personal discipline compound into a presence that cannot be ignored, a silent dominion that others instinctively recognize. Micro-adjust your stance in response to tension, A colleague challenges your timeline, yet you respond with calm acknowledgement, maintaining focus while executing with precision, demonstrating the unspoken command of a leader who does not flinch. Rituals transform into a framework that guides action automatically. The discipline of mornings, the precision of tasks, the intentionality of thought converge into the unbreakable spine of sovereignty. Each day reinforces the aura that signals competence and control, turning ordinary spaces into stages where your authority is visible without utterance. Boundaries are perceived rather than articulated. Intrusion is deterred before it manifests, and your focus shapes the environment as effectively as any decree. Fear operates as an ally, subtle yet potent, layering respect atop influence. It is the quiet acknowledgement that challenges are futile against preparedness. Unseen yet felt, your aura commands rooms like a predator, sensing the movements of prey, poised, patient, and inevitable. Integrate movement and stillness. The controlled pause communicates more than explanation ever could. The deliberate stride signals command before words are necessary. Your eyes scan and measure, not to dominate, but to understand, creating a chessboard where each interaction is anticipated, each response preordained. In moments of disagreement, remain composed. A subtle shift, a calm directive, or a refusal to be provoked, illustrates mastery without aggression, reinforcing that your throne is immune to challenge. Every mastered ritual, from posture to micro-habits, fortifies the invisible citadel of respect. Presence becomes a silent army, discipline the walls, perception of the sentries, and fear of the moat that ensures inviolability. Your transformation is complete, no longer reactive. You are the predator that defines the hunt, the king that dictates the battlefield, the unseen force shaping outcomes with minimal exertion. Awareness, preparation, and integration are now your weapons. Hesitation and reaction belong to others. Step into rooms as though you own the terrain. Let silence echo louder than debate, and allow every gesture to communicate mastery. Authority, without speech, becomes the final victory. Challenges falter, resistance dissipates, and respect solidifies naturally around your unyielding presence. Operate with deliberate calm, precise motion, and unwavering internal discipline. Let the battlefield of life unfold under your watchful command, each choice a move in a game of inevitability. Others may attempt to test limits, yet their efforts collapse against the architecture of integrated mastery. The silent throne is not visible in form, but its influence is unmistakable. Let the mental montage of strategy, ritual, and unwavering control converge into a single, commanding reality. Your body, mind, and environment are aligned. Each action reinforces the authority that words cannot convey. You are untouchable in presence, absolute in command, and unassailable in discipline. Repeat to internalize the culmination of all principles. I sit upon my throne, and all bows in silent respect. Observe the battlefield of everyday life with unwavering attention. Each interaction is a maneuver, each glance a reconnaissance, each pause a deliberate display of command. Silence is your weapon. Let it cut sharper than any spoken word. Stand with posture calibrated to convey authority, your presence a fortress no intrusion can breach. Move deliberately and let stillness project confidence that others unconsciously recognize. Daily vigilance requires more than watching. It demands understanding, anticipating, and acting with precise timing. In meetings, let your listening dominate. When a colleague challenges your proposal, respond with measured calm, maintaining control without raising your voice, demonstrating that your throne is earned through composure. Your gaze, posture, and timing signal authority more reliably than argument or insistence. Internalize the principle that presence itself communicates power. Every movement, gesture, and pause reinforces the perception of mastery. Repeat your mantra to cement authority. I command the room without speaking. My presence is law. Let it guide your posture, Influence your tone and sharpen your focus. Discipline your body, mind, and attention. Let each habit of readiness, from morning preparation to careful observation, build an invisible citadel around your influence. Boundaries exist in perception before words are necessary. Maintain them through consistent practice. When challenged, resist the urge to justify. Remain deliberate, unshaken, and precise, showing that your authority is inherent, not conferred. Treat interactions as controlled engagements. Weigh each word, action, and reaction, then execute with intent. Transform your environment through awareness. Subtle shifts in stance or timing. Communicate leadership as effectively as explicit instructions. Each day, reinforce your presence with rituals that consolidate composure and strategic foresight. Let calm decisiveness replace urgency. Let observation replace reaction. Respect and influence flow naturally from mastery of self, not from dominance over others. The throne you occupy is internal, defended by vigilance, presence, and disciplined execution. Act as though every movement contributes to an unspoken declaration of authority. Engage with intent, pause with purpose, and move with certainty, letting silence amplify your influence. Each encounter is a microcosm of strategy. Assert dominance through control of space, attention, and focus. Internalize the rhythm of observation and deliberate action. Let it become second nature. Your authority is felt in absence of words, understood without explanation, and respected without debate. Daily vigilance transforms interactions into exercises of presence, ritual, and restraint. Cement the internalization of these strategies through repeated reflection and mantra. I command the room without speaking. My presence is law. With this mastery, respect is inevitable, challenges are diffused, and words become optional. The throne is yours to occupy through discipline, poise, and silent authority, and every day reinforces the sovereignty that requires no speech.